Hello and welcome to another video on the SOAutomotive YouTube channel. My name is Sven and you're joining me right now in my VW Golf 5. It is the 26th of April, 4 AM in the morning, and I am now on my way to Hirtshals to catch a ferry to Norway. Okay, it is now a couple of hours later, to be exact 2 hours and 30 minutes later, and we are now 2 hours south of Hirtshals, where the ferry will take off to Kristiansand. And it was, to be honest, actually quite smooth sailing. There wasn't much traffic, but you obviously wouldn't expect it at such a time of day. I mean, I departed home at 4 AM, so there wasn't much traffic around, just a few trucks. And yeah, I guess I will see you in Hirtshals. Well, here we are, 4.5 hours later. It is now 8:16 and I'm currently waiting to go on that ferry right there that will take us to Kristiansand. So I think I will see you on the other end. You're probably wondering, Sven, why are you even doing this journey? Well, I can tell you why. Because I actually needed some kind of an adventure. I hadn't had this adventure for quite some time, and well, I can tell you that we will drive a lot in those few days. Approximately 3,500 kilometers in short 3 days, which is insane. It's approximately 14 hours of driving every single day. But yeah, I think I can tell you more when I'm on the other side in Kristiansand. Well, we have landed now in Norway, and we're actually right now in the first tunnel, which is quite exciting because, well, it's a new country that I ticked off, that I visited with this car, which is crazy. It's now the 9th country it ever visited. Yeah, what can I say? I will see you in a couple of hours when I made some progress, because we still have 7.5 hours to go.
Felt a kind of love like this before. You took all the worries from my mind. Darling, please forgive me if I stay a little more. I can't look away from those brown eyes. And if we settle down, we don't have to settle down. Please don't be afraid of all the things that could go wrong. We can take our time and we may change our mind. But I can tell a good thing when a good thing comes along. Darling, tell me all about the dreams you had last night. You can be so restless in your sleep. I ain't going nowhere, always feels so very right. When you find good love, that's the one that you should keep.
That's a Whaleside RX-7 body kit, white body kit. Oh my god, that's so nice. We have now a couple of hours later. We are now only 2 hours and 46 minutes away from my hotel in Bergen, and literally I can't stop filming B-roll because it is so extremely pretty here. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Wow. And remember, that's just the first day of 3 days, and it is already looking very, very promising, and the weather is also very nice. It's about 15 degrees Celsius. You know, just a little bit of rain, but not too much. So yeah, very nice. Okay, it is now 20 past 9 and 994 kilometers later, nearly 1,000 kilometers in a day, we are finally here in Bergen. And I just want to recap just, you know, the last 15-16 hours. I woke up today at 3:30 a.m. I took the ferry because I actually need to drive nearly 5 hours there. In Bergen at 9:30 a.m. It was a 3.5 hour ferry crossing, which was actually quite impressive, quite good. I would recommend it all. And Norway is just absolutely beautiful, and it was just the first day of 3 days here in Norway, and I can tell you that the next video will be very, very, very exciting, because I actually want to drive to the Trollstigen and also to the Atlantic Ocean Road. And yes, I don't know what to say. We took numerous ferries, we drove through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tunnels, and it was absolutely crazy. Alright, I am now very, very tired. You're joining me right now on part 2 in the Norwegian, let's say, road trip series, and I am right now about 45 minutes north of Bergen, where I stayed and where I ended the last video. And just look how absolutely beautiful it is right here. Alright, without further ado, we still have a lot of kilometers in front of us, because the plan is actually to drive today to Trondheim with a stop at the Atlantic Ocean Road. And yeah, let's go.
What did you think? He stayed for life 'cause he bought you a drink. She'll skip the seas. Hey pretty please. It's true you know how to bring the heat. Oh miss one, but there's never no bids. We try to stop talking about kids. You go from number 1 to nothing at all in just a blink. Oh, what do you think?
Alright, now a little bit later, we are now actually only 1 hour and 50 minutes away from the Atlantic Ocean Road, and look at this scenery. It is absolutely incredible. Like, I can't even stop filming B-roll and or scenic shots, and I just don't know what to say. It looks just so immense. But yeah, it will be still a long day, because what, look here, snow. Oh my god. it is still a long day, because I actually need now 1 hour and 50 minutes to the Atlantic Ocean Road. Then I want to film another video right there, so that will take me probably an hour. Then I still need to eat, and then I still need to drive nearly like 160 kilometers ish, like 2.5 hours to Trondheim, where my hotel is this night. So yes, it will be. So it's still quite eventful, and it just feels so alien to be here with this car, because, well, 48 hours ago I was still in Germany. Not even 48 hours ago I was in Germany. 40 hours ago I was in Germany, and now I'm here. I know it was quite an endurance thing to do it, because, well, after today I've done pretty much 40-hour driving days back to back, and tomorrow when I want to drive to Lund in the south of Sweden, so we actually make our way down again. I actually, without stop, need to drive from Trondheim to Lund 13 hours, which is also grueling, and then the day after that I only need to drive 5 hours, so that will be very, very relaxing. But look at this. I mean, I've seen so much. I'm sure you've seen it in the B-roll, or I will blend it now in. I've driven on numerous ferries. I've crossed again numerous tunnels, and they all looked absolutely beautiful, just like this. And yeah, 1.5 hours to go. I think I will see you at the Atlantic Ocean Road, and this is where the real fun begins. We are now only 9 minutes away from the Atlantic Ocean Road, and I think I already saw a little glimpse of the road. But yes, I am honestly very, very excited to drive on this road, because I mean it just looks so incredible. And I've seen, or one of the inspirations of me actually driving to the Atlantic Ocean Road was, first off, Streamer 50 did it not that long ago, like maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I once saw Ford UK drove their Ford GT on the Atlantic Ocean Road, and it was since then always a dream of going there, because I mean the road just looks absolutely insane, and we are there in 8 minutes, 8.9 kilometers. So yeah, I don't know what to say really. It's absolutely incredible. I've driven now 9.5 hours ish without really a pause. I mean, obviously I could rest on the ferry crossings, but not a dedicated pause to say, you know, I will stay here for 30 minutes, just recover a bit, because I am absolutely pumped that I want to see this road. And yeah, I guess I will see you there, because yeah, I don't want to bore you the next 7 minutes. Oh my god, we are nearly there. We are nearly there. I always thought that the Atlantic Ocean Road is a very, very special piece of tarmac that basically, you know, connect and meanders over the little islands, and there it is, there it starts. Oh my god, nearly 1,500 kilometers just to see this road. And oh my god. And just that was just the first bit. I think the more iconic bridge starts over there somewhere. I guess I will leave this scene just uncut because, well, I just think it is fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Look how the road connects all these little islands together. It just looks so cool. Honestly. It looks so cool. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh my god, there it is. There is the basically the most famous part of the Atlantic Ocean Road, which is right there. And oh my god, it looks so cool. I need to bleep that out. Oh my god, look how it I mean, this road is so oh my god, it looks insane. It looks absolutely insane. Look how it just meanders up here over the, oh my god, it is so pretty. SOAutomotive Bridge. I don't know what stands there. I guess it was well worth it driving here, because oh my god, it's actually funny when you think about it. If the government hadn't decided to build this road, you wouldn't be able to get on these with a car. I mean, obviously they could do ferry transport, but I think it would cost even more to to let ferries drive from one island to the other. So yeah, I mean, insane. Wow, I don't even know what to say. It looks incredible. Absolutely. I actually want to drive it again, and I want to pull over to take a nice shot with the car. Oh, it actually continues still a little bit. So I guess I will just follow there, and then I will turn around at some point, drive back, and yeah, I guess that's the end. Yeah, okay. Let me turn around somewhere, and then I will drive it again. And I will see you there. Okay, I just turned around, and I am now driving back, and I will keep my mouth shut. Stop car. And I will keep my mouth shut, so we can just enjoy the scenery of this beautiful road. Okay, I've pulled now over, but well, actually took a few nice shots outside with the bridge, but it is actually way too windy to even, you know, understand me. Especially because I didn't have a mic on me, a lav mic. So I need to talk to you like that in the car. And so you can see a little bit the cars and bikes that actually now attempt the Atlantic Ocean Road. And yeah, what shall I say? 1,500 kilometers later, we are finally here. This is the most iconic spot of the Atlantic Ocean Road. And yeah, I don't know what to say. I now have another 3.5 hours to Trondheim. Well, you're actually joining me right now about 8 hours south of Trondheim, where I ended the last video. And yeah, I am now only about 4 hours and 30 minutes away from my end destination today, which is a nice hotel in Lund, Sweden. I stayed yesterday at a really nice Radisson Blu Royal Garden Hotel in Trondheim, and the room was actually excellent, so good. And yeah, what can I say? I am now on my way to Lund, and this is actually where also my brother lives, so I can actually now visit him. But what can I say? The car has driven in those short, or let's say in those short 3 days, or in my case 3 long days, it has driven right now 2,380 kilometers under its own power. And it was pretty much always, all the way through, you know, pushed and beaten hard on. I didn't drove it actually in general. I always pushed it, so because I actually needed to get to the Atlantic Ocean Road, which I actually managed, if you saw the last video. And yes, I mean, I didn't film very much today because it was actually very boring, because, you know, I drove out of Trondheim and pretty much only, and I was since then pretty much only on the highway, and that's pretty much all what happened so far. I just did a bit of a break because I actually drove 8 hours straight through from Trondheim to somewhere quite literally in the middle of nowhere in Sweden. I am maybe like 100 or 80 kilometers north of Gothenburg, and yes, I mean, I can't really say much more because basically nothing happened. Yeah, now you can see I am 121 kilometers north of Gothenburg, and yeah, I will update you if something happened, but yeah, I mean, basically nothing happened.
What did you think? He stayed for life 'cause he bought you a drink. She'll skip the seas. Hey, pretty please. It's true you know how to bring the heat. Or miss one, but there's never no bids. Or try to stop talking about kids. You go from number 1 to nothing at all in just a blink. Oh, what do you think? Oh, I wish I was mommy's friend instead. You know, Heather did. He got away.
Okay, it is now basically 2 hours later, and we are now only 2 hours and 36 minutes away from the checkpoint for the night, meaning the hotel in Lund. And I just drove through Gothenburg, and the next big city is basically Malmö, but Malmö is south of Land, so I'm actually won't see Malmö today. The journey was very smooth sailing. I mean, I've driven now on this trip 2,512 kilometers as to this point, and we still have 253 to go. I've driven today 806 kilometers in 8 hours and 59 minutes, which is not bad, but I've basically driven 8 hours through. I've made like a 45-minute break 1.5 hours ago, and yeah, I mean, other than that, I feel obviously a bit tired because I mean I've already basically driven the car for 9 hours now, and yeah, what should I say? I already said that 1,000 times. I am actually very impressed with this car because, well, the car actually managed as to this point to drive 2,500 kilometers under its own power in a matter of not even 3 days. And I know I already said it quite a lot, but for a VW Golf Mark V from the year 2006 with only 75 horsepower, it is a well damn good road trip car. Alright, I will catch up with you a little bit later when hopefully something happens, or hopefully not. Alright, another update. It is, I only have now about 1 hour and 6 minutes left, 107 kilometers. It is still 16.5 degrees outside, but as you can see, it is already dark. I've driven now 954 kilometers. My average speed was about 93 kilometers per hour, and I've driven in total up to this point 10 hours and 17 minutes. And we've done in total on this trip so far 2,662 kilometers in just a matter of days. Excuse me, I'm actually starting to get tired, but we only have 1 hour left and I will push through, so we are finally so you can arrive finally at the hotel. Oh, what? Wait. I just saw we are only 32 kilometers away from Ängelholm, where the Koenigsegg headquarters are, which is exciting, but it's just too late to go there and explore. And yes, and it's, you know, nice to know that I'm 32 kilometers away from Christian von Koenigsegg, blood, sweat and tears in the name of Koenigsegg Automotive, which is funny. But yeah, I don't know what I talk. Oh yeah, but I can also say some streets actually do not stick to the speed limit, because I mean, you know, just like this guy is driving on the dot 120 kilometers per hour. It is 120 kilometers per hour right now, but I already saw some dudes absolutely ripping past with like 200 kilometers per hour. Maybe some of you guys can actually leave a comment down below and answer my question, because I actually don't know why the hell they are driving so fast, because exceeding the speed limit in the Scandinavian countries is absolutely expensive when you get caught. So that's why, yeah, I don't know. Please leave a comment below if you have an answer to my question, or to why these cars are driving, or why some drivers are driving so fast. Alright, we only have 1 hour left, 100 kilometers, and I think I will see you at the hotel.
What did you think? He stayed for
Okay, I made it now to Lund. It is actually midnight and it was a hell of searching for a parking spot, but we finally managed. And this is where I am. There's actually a dude from Great Britain and a Danish one, and also one Dutch bit right there. And there I am. Now I am absolutely crashed, and yes, I hope you enjoyed the video, even though I knew it was very boring, but I hope I see you on the next one. Peace. You're joining me right now about 25 minutes south of Lund in Sweden, where I stayed last night. I don't want to get into the details, but last night's stay in Lund was very, very short, and it was an absolute nightmare getting a hotel room because something went wrong with my booking. I just crossed a toll booth and we are now on the Öresund Bridge, which is a bridge that connects Sweden and Denmark. It's a bridge between Malmö and Copenhagen. I want to address in today's video how good of a first car is the VW Golf 5. Alright, the first thing I actually want to talk about is just how spacey this car is from inside. And I mean, if you look right here, VW Golf isn't that big of a car, but it feels inside actually quite comfortable, and you can easily fit 4 people in the car. Then it may be a little bit slower because this car only has 75 horsepower, but you can easily go on a road trip, just like I've proven in the last few days or in the last few videos. Yeah, what can I say? Obviously a manual, well, we in Germany often learn in the driving school with a manual car, so it's actually quite good to have a manual as your first car, given an automatic is way easier to drive and you have just a little bit more of a connection to the car with the manual gearbox. What can I also say? The handling is, yes, right now we are driving now 90 kilometers per hour. The handling or the car feels quite floaty, but what would you expect? The car has everything of the car is stock. Nothing has changed. So yeah, you doesn't need to drive fast with this car, given it's actually quite a good option as a first car. I have here the infotainment system, the radio, which actually quite works, and you can connect an FM transmitter with the car, so you can actually hear your Bluetooth and you can charge your phone, just like I'm doing right now. So that's also quite good. The lighting could be improved, but as I already said, the car is now nearly 20 years old. The visibility overall is also quite good. You know, you have those big windows and you can see out the back quite good. There are there are 2 small blind spots, but nothing major, so you can easily drive in and around town with it. The one thing that the car maybe is lacking is a little bit of power and punchiness, because, well, if you want to overtake someone, it can be quite dangerous, given the car is actually, you know, has next to no power. Another thing I want to talk about is the fuel efficiency of the car. You know, I've driven right now today around 450 kilometers, and the average fuel consumption is 6.7 liter per 100 kilometers, which is actually quite good. I was the last few days in Norway, where the speed limits are very strict and relatively low. I managed to get an average of around 5.4 liter, which is absolutely insane. It is not a diesel, it's a petrol. You can actually drive easily long distances with this car, because even though it's slow, but like I've driven yesterday 12 hours from Trondheim to Lund in Sweden. I never felt really tired to the extent that I needed to stop. I obviously was a little bit tired because of just the sheer distance, but other than that, the car actually managed it really, really well. Another thing I want to talk about is the insurance, because the insurance of the car is also, as a first car, not really, I mean, it is still a lot of money, but it's relatively not so expensive. You know, if you type in, or if I type in all my dates, it will come at around 800 euros per year, which comes around 75, 80 euros every month, which is actually quite reasonable for a first car, because I've seen, you know, if you want to insure a BMW as your first car, it is usually like cost more than 1,000 euros. Okay, I filled now the car up, and also filling the car up isn't actually that expensive. I mean, it obviously depends on what you want to fuel the car with, with like, I don't know, just super leaded or unleaded. It wasn't actually that expensive. It cost around, and remember it's a highway petrol station, so it actually costs a little bit more, around like 85, 90 euros. And it was actually reasonable, actually quite reasonable. I actually think, you know, it obviously depends on how you want your car, but I also think that the VW Golf looks actually quite sleek and under the radar, because there's just so many of them, which is also another point, because given there are so many VW Golfs, there are endless of spare parts. That's why it's actually quite cheap comparatively to repair a VW Golf, because there are just so many of them, which is also another plus point. Another important thing is also the cost to buy this car. You know, as a first car, you often have like a limited budget, so you know, buying a VW Golf 5, it is actually not that expensive. You know, if you can find a running one for like under 1,000 euros. Alright, here we are after extortionate 3,142 kilometers. We are finally back in Germany after 3 days, and we are now 35 minutes away from my home. So I guess I will call it here. I hope you like the video. But actually, you know what? I still want to test the top speed a little bit. 155, 160. 165. I obviously wanted to talk in this video about, is the VW Golf 5 a good first car? And listen, on the German Autobahn you can still get a move on, even though you only have 75 horsepower. I already said that in previous videos, but look, I'm doing right now 167 kilometers per hour, and it's, I mean, yes, it is a little bit loud, but the car does actually still feel very stable. Okay, I don't want to bore you more. I'm sure this video and the last video were very, very boring, but alright, I hope to see you in the next one. Peace!